Hello, everyone, and welcome to Infused Transitions. I am so looking forward to doing this reading. I have just really missed you guys. And I'm just really glad to be here. I was out of town and traveling for a while, and so it's nice to be back and to be here with you guys. For those of you who are new, I am an intuitive reader, which means that the messages that I get may or may not be what you would find in the guidebooks, because I am just channeling what comes through to me in any given moment. For those of you who are my returning viewers, I appreciate you guys so much. I'm really thankful and very glad that you are all here, old, new, and you guys are appreciated. As always, just only take what resonates, leave the rest. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but let's see. We're going to go ahead and just jump in. I am doing this reading with Hadarians specifically in mind. No, you do not have to be Hadarian in order to benefit from the message or even have it resonate with you, of course. It is for whoever. I mean, if you found this video and you're here, then most likely there is something here for you. But again, as always, only take what resonates and leave the rest. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and get started. I am going to be doing, basically we're going to be looking at where you are now, where you're heading to as far as like where's your next destination or your next aspect or your next thing you're trying to reach. And then we're going to look at what's challenging you from getting there, what is supporting you from getting there, and what are your next steps. Okay. So where you are now, where you're heading, what's challenging you in this journey, what is supporting you in that, and what are your next steps. So let's see. I'm going to do this. All right, so I'm going to start out with using the Fairy Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. This is a deck that I purchased years and years ago. So that's where we're going to begin, and then I will be bringing in other decks as I feel prompted. All right, so utmost high of all that is. This is a general reading for the Hadarian collective. And again, of course, if you're not Hadarian or you don't know if you're Hadarian or not, it's okay. If you found this video, then there most likely is something there for you. That is way too many. All right. So where are they now? Could we get a message for? Thank you. How many do we have here? All right, I can take that. I'm going to pull all the cards first, and then I will go over them and relay the messages. And where are we heading as far as Hadarian Collective? I feel like for some reason that I haven't been here with you guys for like a really long time. And I know it's been a while, but it hasn't been as long as it feels like to me, if that makes sense. All right, and so what is our challenge? What is challenging us in this journey, in this portion of our journey? Okay, what is the challenge? How many we got? We got 3 here. No, I don't want to take that many, so let's try to just keep it to 1, please. Let's just keep it to 1 if possible, please. What is the challenge? What is challenging us? You are just not going to give me just 1, are you? All right. Well, because I got the same number as I did last time, I'm going to go ahead and take them. And what is supporting us in getting to this next part of our journey here, where we're trying to get to? What is supporting us? What is supporting us in this journey? What is supporting us in this journey? What is supporting us in this portion of our journey? There we go. Thank you. All right. And we will go into the next steps once we go through this. All right. So we're looking at, where we are now. First card out was the Prince of Autumn. This is dependable, protective, chivalrous, humorous. And down here it's saying cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, and kindness to others. Okay. Underneath that was the 10 of Autumn. Take steps to ensure the financial security of your children or loved ones, making wise investments or planning for retirement, and honoring family traditions. Now this is where we are now and where we are heading. We have the Queen of Summer, loving, comfortable, emotional, intuitive. Listen to your heart. Intuitive insights you can trust, taking care of others, perhaps too much. Okay. Now, before I get into the support and into the challenge, we're going to take a deeper look at these. So first of all, with the Prince of Autumn. So, well, actually, when I look at both of these, they're both talking about paying attention, making a plan, take note of the details. Make sure you're addressing the details. Getting your ducks in a row, if you will, to take action. But here, this one's saying cautious but wise action. And over here, it's saying, taking steps to ensure and making wise investments, right? And planning. So there is... wherever you're at, and this doesn't have to necessarily be about finances. This can be just simply about getting your house in order. It can be about, and I say that because we've got family here. It almost looks like they're in a tree house here. So it could be something to do with getting your family, there might be some things that you need to address with your family. There might be a need to be getting your house in order. For some of you, you could be going through a shift either in residence for yourself and or your family, or a switch up is what I'm hearing in family dynamics. And it's just saying, pay attention, right? Be wise, be smart, be aware and pay attention. And the bottom line is it's about making choices and decisions from a intelligence standpoint versus from letting the heart be in the driver's seat. That doesn't mean that we don't acknowledge our feelings. It doesn't mean that we don't take our feelings into account. Of course we do. Nobody wants to do, just say for instance, it's about, do I accept this job or not? And well, I'm not going to really like that job because I don't like the hours, because it's going to interfere with me when I want to, I don't know, go do painting, or I want to travel, or I want to do this, that, or the other, right? Which it's important to keep those things in mind, but again, it's about us controlling our emotions instead of having our emotions controlling us. And it is about us also controlling our mind instead of letting our mind just spiral out of control. So again, everything is always about a balance. And because this is in where we are now, I would say that for most of us, there is possibly some work that needs to be done about bringing these things to a state of balance. So getting the emotions into a state of balance, getting our mind into a state of balance, making our plans, being flexible, but, you know, having a plan in place. And definitely it is about addressing our money. And I say that because here, yes, they specifically talk about financial security and planning for retirement and making investments. But if you look at this other one with the Prince of Autumn also, I mean, he looks like somebody who's dressed very lavishly, in my opinion. I mean, his clothes do not look like, you know, he's hurting and financially, you know, and he has his staff, his one with his orb on the end and everything. I would say this is somebody who is, you know, doing well. And this happens when we take care and we take steps and we plan. For some of us, it feels like there are some of us who are working on getting our finances healed, possibly working on getting debts paid off, possibly like, well, they are still still debt, but like, you know, maybe there's not just the mortgage or rent and regular living expenses. Maybe there's credit card debt, student loans, a car payment, you know, medical bills that are now you know, this is over, but I still am paying these things off to get in. So it kind of just feels that way. Where are we heading? We've got loving, comforting, emotional, intuitive. Listen to your heart, intuitive insights you can trust, taking care of others, perhaps too much. So where we're wanting to go, and again, I would say when you look at this picture, to me, it makes me think a lot of, I feel like it makes me think a lot of like the Queen of Pentacles, because the summer, I mean, if you look at all of the sunflowers there, they are all in bloom. I don't know the meaning of the flower of sunflower, but you may want to look that up if that's something that interests you. But this card just makes me think of abundance. It makes me think, because, you know, again, the Queen of Pentacles, she's abundant. She's living very comfortably. She is independent. She's healthy. She's intelligent. She is in control of not just herself, but of her journey and of her destiny. This is someone who has mastered getting this taken care of. To me, this is what it is saying, because this is somebody to me that is, again, she's got her finances in order. And even if they aren't 100% healed, the process is well on its way. The process is already seeing results of addressing these issues that were over here. Now, what is challenging this? We've got 3 cards that came out. We have the Queen of Spring. Brilliant, loyal, talented, and friendly. Believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you. Maintain a balance between work and life. Okay, that is the Queen of Spring. We then have the Ace of Summer. Open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship or the rebirth of a current one, the awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. The Six of Summer, children or childhood, the return of people or romances from your past, remembering events differently in a better or worse light than how they really occurred. Sorry about that. Okay, so when I'm looking at these one at a time, we've got the Queen of Spring. How can this be a challenge? Well, the first thing right off the gate, believe in yourself. A lot of times we have a very difficult time believing in ourselves, or we can believe in ourselves maybe 20% of the time, right? But, you know, 80% of the time we don't, right? And again, it's a journey. It's not about beating yourself up. It's not about judging yourself. This is about becoming aware of things that you could possibly, you know, work on shifting so that you can help yourself to accomplish getting from here to here a little more smoothly, more strongly, possibly a little more quickly, but definitely in a more balanced and aligned state. So believing in yourself, and I don't remember who said it, but I recently saw a saying somewhere, and it said, believe in yourself and you become unbelievable, right? Meaning, you know, you won't even be able to believe all the things that you've managed to accomplish. And it comes and it starts from believing in ourselves and, you know, self-love, self-care, and self-acceptance and all that kind of stuff. Wonderful people want to help you. So for some, and I mean, if you sit and you think about this, queens to me typically have to pay attention. They have to pay attention to who is in their inner circle as well as their outer circle. Now, I feel that's true for everyone if we're going to be in conscious awareness and wanting to increase the quality of our life areas, of ourselves, etc., right? But think about this. A queen is someone who is responsible for many. And now over here we heard, you know, well, where you might be taking care of others too much. But to me, this Queen of Summer is showing somebody who has mastered healthy boundaries. But over here with the Queen of Spring, it's about using discernment, right? Because discernment and healthy boundaries are very important. And if you're not sure what healthy boundaries are, and you know, if you have healthy boundaries, great, but not everybody does. And everybody's in a different place in their journey. So, you know, it's okay. Be gentle with yourself, but be honest with yourself without judgment. If you're not sure what healthy boundaries look like, there are plenty of books out there that can help you determine and distinguish what healthy boundaries look like for you. Okay. So believing in yourself, making sure you have healthy boundaries, but allowing people who are healthy, balanced, and aligned, right? Allow them to help you, or ask, you know, hey, I really could use some assistance with, you know, A, B, or C, or, I just really need somebody to talk with right now, or, you know, whatever that is that you need. There needs to be a willingness to ask for help and to accept the help of others. And think about this for a minute. If we are always giving, but no, I don't want to ask anybody. Oh my gosh, no, I don't want to impose. We are creating a major imbalance in our own energy and in what we receive, because we are constantly putting out and not replenishing, for one. For two, we're constantly putting out the demonstration and the message to the universe that, no, don't send me any help. I don't want it. Kind of self-defeating, right? And then there's going to be a need to balance between work and home life. Or for some people, maybe you work from home, or maybe you don't have a quote unquote here job, but we all know we do. You know, usually those of us who don't have a job, we have the jobs of, you know, 10 people. But the bottom line is, no matter what your work is, it is going to be very important to have good balance between work and play, between work and taking care of yourself and making yourself the priority, not in a selfish way, but in a way of, if my energy is off, then everything I'm giving out is off, right? Next, we have the Ace of Summer. So open your heart to love. Excuse me. So right there, I'm hearing, you know, for some people, there is a romantic relationship that is coming in, which is why it's so important to be able to master this part of us on our own, so that when this new relationship comes in, we are in a healthy space to take on that new relationship. It also talks about, if you're already in a relationship, the rebirth of a current relationship. And it's also talking about, you know, your abilities, your spiritual epiphanies and psychic abilities awakening. And again, these are things that they can be challenging for anyone who has had to adjust, has had to go through some pretty intense, oh shoot, the word just left my mind. Integration, some challenging integration and stuff. It can, if we don't take the time to take care of ourselves, we can end up taking something that could only take, might have only taken like a day or two to, you know, adjust, and now it's been stretched out because we're just now all over the place. I would also say it's going to be really important to make sure you're staying grounded. Six of Summer, this in regular tarot to me is same as Six of Cups. People talk about, you know, childhood romances, people that we knew from childhood coming back into our lives, whether they are friends or a romantic interest. For me personally, it hasn't been about people coming back into my life from childhood, but, and this has definitely been in a challenging area, it has been people from my past prior to my awakening, and someone who came in again, who came in while I was still learning how to set my boundaries and how to be firm in my boundaries and to not violate my own boundaries and not allow others to violate my boundaries. And it didn't go well. You know, it didn't go well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be someone from childhood. It can be someone from your adult past in this lifetime. It can be someone from past life or lives. You know, there's the potential for someone who is someone coming back from a past life also. But right now, the challenge for me is these two that have come back from different times as an adult here in this reality. And it is, you know, it's just, it's a challenge, but it's not nearly as challenging as it was prior to my awakening and prior to my integrating many different things along the way. I mean, now it's more like a nuisance, right? You heard that sigh, right? It's like, right? Sometimes we can just have that kind of feeling. So those are things that are going to be important for you to keep in mind as you're moving towards this Queen of Summer, this Queen of Pentacles space. What is supporting us? Follow your passion when it comes to your career. Be the best at what you do. Be compensated for your creative talents. Being compensated for your creative talents. Now, here's the thing. One, again, so over here we're talking about getting our money in order. Well, over here it's talking about utilizing your passions to be your career. You know, why not build your career on something that you love and that you enjoy doing, and that, you know, I mean, yeah, it just makes total sense. Now, this is going to support you, because again, if we're trying to do things that we, you know, go into a job that we hate, I'm not telling you to quit your job before you have something else lined up. That is not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, if you plan to have your retirement and from today up until you retire in a job you can't stand, and you've got, you know, a year or years to look at going down the road, you're probably not going to be a very happy person. And it is hard to keep your vibration up when you're having to do something most of the day, every day, of something you don't like, something you don't enjoy, or something that is not an even energy exchange. Again, when we do things that is not an even energy exchange, we're creating incredible imbalances within ourselves. And then, of course, that's what we put out. And I say that as a segue, being compensated for your creative talents. Now, I'm going to say something here that may be very controversial for some people. No judgment, okay? This is just, and again, you take what resonates, leave the rest. If that doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. It doesn't resonate with you, but then just leave it alone. But it took me a really long time to get to a place where I wholeheartedly believe now in, again, being compensated for your talents, your gifts, your skills, whether those are intuitive, psychic, or, you know, secular, or you know, 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is if you have a gift or a talent for something you're doing something well, it is healthy to do a healthy, balanced, and aligned energy exchange. So again, if we're constantly giving, and we're not getting compensated for that, we are creating imbalance in our life. We are creating obstacles, challenges. We're creating being run down. We're creating financial crises for ourselves, which again, if you remember, right, this is where we started out. For a lot of Hadarians, this is a huge thing. Being willing to acknowledge our worth, our value, for one. And the other part of it is again, you figure, part of being a Hadarian in the past was about this, unconditional love and all that. And yes, I understand that. I mean, I was there, you know what I mean? But, this here is not there, and bottom line is we're in this reality, and in this reality and in this dimension that we are currently in, its basis of function is based on a lot heavily on money. And if we refuse to get paid for our work, then how are you going to survive or thrive in this reality? And if you're not thriving and blossoming and able to be in a balanced state of energy, then how can you logically, if you sit here and logically think about this, or even emotionally think about this, how are you going to be able to give any sort of quality love, quality service, quality energy to anyone else? Loved ones, friends, family, people at large. It took me a long time to get there, because I also grew up learning, hearing, well, people who are gifted, well, you shouldn't be charging for that. You are gifted and you should share it. Well, okay, that's their philosophy, and what used to be mine. And it took me a long time to realize and understand that doesn't work in this dimension where I am right now. And there is nothing wrong. If a surgeon, a lawyer, a chef, a housekeeper, a manager, a salesperson, none of these people would be expected to go to work, do their job, and not get paid. Yes, you are fortunate to have, which I feel everybody has, intuitive gifts, but it's just a matter of if we want to cultivate them or not. But the bottom line is, yes, you have these intuitive gifts, and yes, our intuitive gifts typically are part of what we are here to do for this dimension, this reality, this planet, for humanity, for the animal kingdom or the plant kingdom or what have you. But again, there's no reason for you to not get compensated for that. And I know I feel like I'm probably harping on it, but it's because it is a big thing for Hadarians, because of so much history. But being compensated for our work is important, and it is part of our healing process from leftover stuff from not just our experiences on Hadar or of being Hadarian, but many lifetimes. So this is the overall message. And again, your steps are in here of how you can best help yourself, right? Okay, so recap, it's just sit down and start making some plans and some decisions, getting things laid out. Pay attention to details, take action, but take well thought out, educated, researched actions. Be flexible with your plan. Have a plan, but be flexible, because things change. It is possible to get from this place of struggle, of finances, of debt, of trying to get your things in order and get over here to this Queen of Summer or Queen of Pentacles energy. And again, it takes planning. It takes being intelligent. It takes being in control of your emotions instead of letting your emotions take control of you and run amok. It takes having your mind, being in control of your mind instead of spiraling, ruminating, and letting your mind run amok and keep you in low vibing energies. Your challenges are going to be about making sure that you have healthy boundaries that are balanced and aligned in place, believing in yourself, allowing people to help you and asking for help. It is going to be about keeping a healthy balance between work and life, self-care and caring for others, fun and play and work, right? It's going to be about being open, but being open to love with intelligence, being open to love with healthy boundaries. Yes, you can feel your emotions, but oh my goodness, with us Hadarians, it's such a challenge sometimes. And I remember being in that space. So again, and following your passions, right? Allowing yourself to be compensated. So these are your steps to get you over here to this Queen of Pentacles energies. All right. We're going to just quickly pull a card from each one of these. These are all Cheryl Richardson decks. We have the self-care card deck from her. We have the grace card deck from her. And we have my daily affirmation deck from her. Okay, so we're just going to quickly pull from these. These are just additional things that can help us in this portion of our journey where we're trying to get from here over to being in that Queen of Summer or Queen of Pentacles energies. Okay. Excuse me. Ooh, wow. Okay. All right, utmost high of all that is. What is the best card to come out for us to further help and assist us in this portion of our journey? Thank you. Okay, we got two. We got environment and we got relationships. Now, interestingly enough, the environment came out on top of the relationships. This is telling me that this is something that is in your environment and it is about relationships within your environment. Within the environment, we have, I transform my life by transforming the space in which I live. And we were talking about family and home over here and doing wise actions. And we also saw in here about, helping people sometimes too much, right? So yeah, this is about getting your home space environment in order, getting your ducks in order, cleaning house, so to speak. Relationships. I surround myself with authentic and loving people who share my journey of personal growth and awakening. And oh my gosh, you can't make this stuff up, right? I mean, we all know how difficult it is to expand and grow in our ascension, in our journey, when we have naysayers, in our environment, or people who don't believe the way we do. And instead of just being happy for us and respecting differences between people, and allowing us to be us. And to me, if somebody, I'm going to say it this way. To me, even if you don't agree with me, you can still support me. Nobody says you have to believe the way I believe or do what I do, but you can still support me just by allowing me to be me. Simply by allowing me to be me and allowing me to express, to talk about what I do, what I think, what I feel, and not having to monitor myself, which of course is being myself. All right, so what else do we have here? All right, utmost high, what else do you want to include here that would help us and help to support us? Relaxation, yep, see that all work, no play, the run, the constantly, or just, not taking care of ourselves. Maybe we play, but do we truly relax, right? So we got relaxation. Allow yourself to be lazy. It's okay to do nothing. Obviously, again, this is with balance, with alignment. This isn't saying be lazy 24/7 and never do anything, but it is saying respect and honor yourself, respect and honor your body. You have, you do a lot, and especially when you're on, your spiritual journey and integrating and releasing and it's a lot. It's a lot of energy sometimes. Relax. Next we have love, and it says choose love. Let your love become a powerful force for change. Right here, open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship or the rebirth of a current one. Childhood, right? The return of people or romance from your past. It's going to be kind of hard to be able to experience love, have a quality love, experience a quality love, and have a healthy relationship with love if we are closed off to love, right? All right, and then let's do this one, the grace deck. I love her decks. I love the illustrations. I love just the feeling. Okay, I guess these two want to come out right away. We didn't even get to finish. I will shuffle those, see what comes out. All right, we got anticipation. Expect the best. The world is working in your favor. And I feel like this is really important because, we can often get caught up in that feeling like, man, nothing is going my way, right? But I will also say that it is really important to have, again, a healthy, to have expectations, but have those expectations with balance, with alignment. To have those expectations, yes. Reach for the stars, yes. Dream big, yes. Raise your vibration to call in your dreams and what you're wanting to receive, to create, to manifest. But I will also say it's also very important, again, to just have that balance, because we can have this expectation of something and it's going to look this way and it's going to feel like this and it's going to be this and it's going to be that and da, 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 da. And then when we get something different, we are so disappointed, or we don't even notice what we've gotten, and we think we haven't gotten anything because we were so fixated on this very narrow tunnel visioned this thing, and it has to look like this or it's not right, that then we miss it completely. And then we run around in this disappointment, this woe is me, this victim, and nothing works out. And, and again, that's not a criticism. Again, I get it, guys. Been there, done that. I had to learn these things and definitely I'm human just like everyone else. I may be Hadarian, but I'm also human. And I may be spiritual, but I'm also human. And I may be all sorts of other things, but I'm also human. And again, it's not about judging ourselves or each other. It just is what it is. And this awareness is what helps us to make better decisions and choices, and it's what helps us to help ourselves and to accelerate our journey. Next, we have comfort. Lean back in the arms of grace, let go and let God. Okay? Lean back into the arms of grace and let go and let God. So again, this is about relaxation in a way, but it is about letting go, releasing our tight grip, again, on these expectations. And it has to happen on this day, and it has to happen by this time. And, again, and then when that date comes and goes and it hasn't happened, we're like, oh my gosh, I'm so crushed, and, I never get anything I want. And you know the drill. You know the drill, because I'm sure we've all been there and done that, and it's part of life, and it's part of the ascension process is learning how to address these things for ourselves so that we can best support ourselves. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather do what I can to accelerate my ascension and work in flow with my growth instead of working against it. Am I successful all the time? No. You know, it's just how we are, you know. All right, let's just do real quick here. What is an archetype that will best support us in this journey, in this portion here, while we're trying to get over here to this Queen of Summer? What archetype would be really good for us to step into to best support ourselves? That is way too many. You're pulling up. That is way too many. What archetype would be really good for us to step into to best support ourselves? These cards. This is the Carolyn Miss Archetype deck, by the way. Sorry. All right. Let's pull out that one more card, please. Thank you. Okay, see, you get carried away. That's funny. Okay, well, we're just going to go ahead and take them, and I'm going to go through these real quickly, okay? We have the femme fatale. So the light attributes of this is it highlights the erotic energy of the feminine. Open your heart, see? Open your heart and love. Open your heart when your dependency is rejected. Very important, right? Because we can... there's going to be times when we want to depend on somebody and they're like, nope. Now, this can be, you know, rejection is protection. It can be just because they already have so much stuff on their own plate that they aren't able to give, and they're setting healthy boundaries. It can be somebody, you know, who just doesn't like to help others. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but the bottom line is it's not taking it as a personal attack, for one. And even if that's how that person is, then clearly this is someone that belongs in your house cleanup of, you know, addressing the relationships that are just not healthy for you, and instead surrounding yourself with authentic and loving people who share your journey and for personal growth and awakening, right? But yeah, and stepping into your feminine energy doesn't mean being a doormat. And again, no judgment here. I'm just, you know, been there, done that. I'm Hadarian just like everyone else, or a lot of the people who are seeing this. And, you know, it's things that many, many Hadarians have to learn. Next, we have hero, heroine. The light attribute of this is passion for a journey of personal empowerment, personal growth and awakening. And somewhere else in here, it talked about awakening to your own gifts, right? Create, develop, cultivate a passion for your spiritual journey, and just fall in love with you, fall in love with you, fall in love with the journey. And that does not mean that you are going to love every single challenge that comes your way, because they're not all fun and games, but it is, that passion helps you to keep going. That passion helps you to keep going. The Samaritan, the light attribute, this refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. Now, again, because actually Samaritan syndrome is one of the many things that many Hadarians deal with, I feel like this can be a support in helping us getting from here to here, right? But they are very specifically saying, refine your capacity. Know your capacity. What is your capacity? How much can you help before you start self-defeating yourself? How long before you really wanted to say no because you're tired, because your plate's full, because you have no idea how you're going to fit this in to help somebody, but you said yes anyway, right? Refining your capacity and having a conscious awareness of that and setting that boundary. There's nothing wrong with helping others out. Again, this is about balance. Give and take should be balanced, okay? Last one, the Knight. Light attributes. attributes: loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor. Now, I'm going to say this really quickly. Okay? We have the Knight, right? Okay? Loyalty, romance, and chivalry. Well, they're telling us opening our heart and the beginning of a new and intimate relationship, or a rebirth of one. We have a returning of people or romance from the past, right? Romance, new relationship coming in. Okay, great. This is telling you, looking for this person coming in to have attributes of loyalty and a love of honor. And this is for you as well. If these are not things that you feel you possess, it's not about judging yourself. It's, or you feel like you could get some, that you could use some work in that area so that these things, integrity is your foundation, right? Don't beat yourself up. Surround yourself with authentic and loving people who share your journey for growth and awakening. Opening your heart to that. Romantic people, love. But it is going to be very important to bring in loyalty and honor, right? Not only of you doing this, but you literally demanding this from those who you surround yourself with. Okay? And again, if that triggers somebody, well, I'm sorry if then this doesn't resonate for you and then this isn't your reading, and that's perfectly okay. No judgment. I can only tell you what I'm getting, and again, because I also am Hadarian, these have been my experiences, and these are things that frequently come up with the many different Hadarians that I work with. So there you go, guys. This is our message for today. Again, I've missed you guys. If this resonates with you, then I ask that you hit that like button, because that helps the message to get out to more who could possibly benefit from the messages that we received here today. It also helps the channel, and hit that subscribe if it resonates with you. Hit the subscribe and the bell so that you know when new content goes up. And as always, thank you guys for being here. You're greatly appreciated. And until next time, bye.